Hello, folks, and welcome once again to a preview of a highly anticipated bowl game. I am Skye Dickenson from Examiner.com. I'm joined by my colleague Alex Grotewohl from the Sac State Hornets Sports Department. Okay, the game we are sinking our teeth into right now is the Pinstripe Bowl. Got to be named after those Yankees, and it is being played in their very home, Yankee Stadium, New York City, this Saturday afternoon. What we're looking at is a 7-5 West Virginia squad facing off against a 7-5 Syracuse squad. Same records. The difference being this has been a very disappointing season for West Virginia since the first few weeks. They were BCS Bowl contenders from the start. That fell apart quickly, and they're lucky to find themselves in this game against the Syracuse team that is hungry and ready to prove to the nation that they are a program on the rise. I will let Mr. Alex Grotewohl here give his take, and then I will respond. How do you see this one unfolding, my friend?
In keeping with a theme this week, this is going to be an incredible offensive game. This is going to be like a pinball machine. The ball's just going to be flying all over the place. Without question, the best quarterback matchup that we've previewed so far with West Virginia's Geno Smith and Ryan Nassib from Syracuse.
Sure.
I think this game is going to come down to whether West Virginia can finally make a stop. The West Virginia has not been able to make a single defensive stop practically all year. They haven't been able to slow down an elite passing attack like they're going to see from Syracuse. They've given up an ungodly number of points for a team that was supposed to be a contender for the BCS championship game. I think we're going to see upwards of 90 points here, and it's going to come down to who's got the last possession.
Could definitely happen. The question I got going into this one is, who is the real Geno Smith? You know, I love to watch quarterbacks. I love to watch football players at every position, but I really love to watch the mental composure of quarterbacks. Everybody knows how to do a touchdown dance, and, you know, when things are going high, everybody can have their fun, but how do they respond when things aren't going good? And Geno Smith is one of those guys. He looks so despondent, out of sorts. He doesn't, you know, when things went bad, he didn't respond with leadership. He kind of responded with, oh my gosh, what the hell's happening here? And that it didn't look good. They had this fall from grace that was so immediate. I don't know how well they'll travel to New York City, to be quite honest. This is the point I'm making in the wake of a season like this. This has Syracuse written all over it, okay? The Mountaineers became a different team after they beat Texas on October 6th. That was when they peaked. And then 5 straight conference losses. They picked up the pieces and won against Iowa State and Kansas, and they backed into this bowl. Even with an average pass defense. I mean, if Syracuse can play average pass defense, get 1 interception, and avoid turning the ball over themselves, they're going to control the time of possession, because West Virginia has not controlled that much this year at all. West Virginia defense has no big names. If this game is close in the fourth quarter, I think Syracuse has already won it. And to be clear here, West Virginia is the more talented team, but it's clearly one going up and one going down. I got Syracuse 38, West Virginia 28. You got anything like that?
That's a low-scoring estimation here, I think. You look at the games, against elite opponents that West Virginia's played this year. They won a game against Baylor in which they gave up 63 points.
Wow.
They gave up 45 to Texas in a win, so they allowed 45 points and won. They gave up 49 to Texas Tech, 55 to Kansas State, 55 to Oklahoma State, and 50 to Oklahoma. They just don't contain good offenses. It's just not something that they do. Mm-hmm. So I agree with your point that if it's close in the fourth quarter, Syracuse has already won, because there's literally no evidence that West Virginia can come up with a big stop when they need it. So I'm going with Syracuse here, but I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be way higher scoring than you do. I think it's going to be 48-46.
48-46.
We're going to break 90 here, folks.
So this has the potential for being the best bowl game on the docket.
I absolutely think so.
Yeah. No, the ball should be flying here in New York City. Hopefully the weather will comply. There you have it, folks. I'm Skye Dickenson on behalf of Alex Grotewohl. Thanks for joining us. Hello, folks. I am Skye Dickenson of Examiner.com. I'm joined by Alex Grotewohl of the Sac State Sports Department. We are here to preview the upcoming Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl, Navy versus Arizona State, this Saturday afternoon in San Francisco. It's that annual bowl matchup played at AT&T Park. It's a field that barely fits in within some very punishing walls, but it's great to have it there, just a few steps from the ocean, and the teams love making the trip out west. So we got a Navy team that is very run-oriented versus Arizona State team that, generally speaking, is very pass-oriented. How do you see this one unfolding, Alex?
Well, right off the bat, this seems to me like a potential blowout. Navy is coming in with a triple run option offense that they run almost exclusively. And is evidenced by the fact that their leading passer only threw for 884 yards this year. And basically because they never pass, they rank 6th in the nation in rushing. So it's essentially their only offense. Arizona State, on the other hand, has one of the strongest front seven defensively in the nation. They rank 2nd in sacks and 2nd in tackles for loss per game. So I'm seeing Arizona State being able to shut down Navy's game plan early.
I could see that happening, and everything you look at on paper really leans towards Arizona State having their way with this team. I think both teams could be in. It's like both teams are in deep waters here a little bit. You know, the Navy might have a tough time moving the ball and staying in this game theoretically, and Arizona might have a tough time being surprised with their running attack. So it's all about who is prepared more for this. You know, you look at opponents and schedules, and obviously Arizona State, Oregon, USC, Arizona, compared to the major opponents that Navy has: East Carolina, Texas State, and Army. On paper, it seems like Arizona State again will crush this team, but for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's the underdog lover in me. I see Navy covering that 15-point spread, although I don't see them winning. I see them actually keeping it within a touchdown. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think you might be crazy, but that's beside the point. Arizona State, at this point, is going to have a few weeks to prepare for this run-only offense from Navy.
Sure.
So, you know, if it's the next week coming off a tough game and they're going against, the military run-only offense, then maybe I can see Navy sneaking up on them and making it a game. But I just think that, you know, given the strength of Arizona State's schedule and the teams that they've played and the close games that they've played with great schools, I think that they have enough experience to shut down Navy from the very beginning, and I think Arizona's going to take it 38-10.
Yeah, I tend to agree with a lot of things you've said here, and I can't tell which was which. I can't tell what my head is and what my heart is, but I think my head is with Arizona State and my heart is with Navy because I have seen some explosive play out of that quarterback, Keenan Reynolds, that they threw in there at to kind of the freshman quarterback that Navy threw in there in the middle of the fire, and he was able to perform just fine. So I'm not as decided on this one as I usually am on games, and perhaps I should apologize for that, but I am really looking forward to this one, and I see a lot of points getting scored. So thank you for your analysis, my friend, and folks, you can choose whatever you like. Thanks for joining us.